Hello, students! Today, we are going to study a very fascinating chapter from your Class 10 English textbook. It's called A Question of Trust, and it was written by Victor Canning. So, let's start with a central question that this story asks us to think about. You may have heard the proverb, "There is honor among thieves." But is this really true? Can criminals really trust each other? Let's keep this question in our minds as we go through the chapter. First, let us understand our main character. He is a very unusual man, and his name is Horace Danby.
Now, as you can see, Horace lives a kind of double life. To the outside world, he is a perfectly honest and respectable citizen. He is about 50 years old, he runs a successful locksmith business, people see him as a good man. But secretly, Horace has a very different hobby. Once a year, he robs one safe.
It's very important for us to understand his thinking. You see, he doesn't steal out of simple greed. He steals to buy rare and expensive books, which he loves. He tells himself that he only steals from very rich people, so he isn't really harming society. This creates a kind of moral confusion, doesn't it?
Now, let's look at the specific robbery that Horace had planned for this year. The target is a house called Shotover Grange.
Horace was a very meticulous planner. Meticulous means he paid attention to every small detail. Look at his preparation. He studied the house for 2 whole weeks. He knew everything: the rooms, the wiring, even the dog's name, which was Sherry. He left nothing to chance. However, there was one small thing he could not plan for: his own allergy. He had hay fever, and there was a bowl of flowers in the room. This made him sneeze again and again, and this small detail ultimately gave him away. So, just as he is about to start his work, Horace is interrupted by a voice from the doorway. And this, students, is where the story's main conflict begins.
Let's note her appearance and her behavior. A young, pretty woman dressed in red appears. She is very calm, very confident. The dog, Sherry, is also very friendly with her. The way she acts, Horace is completely convinced that she is the owner's wife who has come home early.
Now, this is a classic case of what we call psychological manipulation. What does this mean? It means influencing someone's decisions through clever words and confident behavior, without using any force or threats. The lady uses her intelligence and her calmness to make Horace trust her completely.
And listen to these clever words she uses. With this one sentence, she makes Horace feel a connection with her. He starts to believe that she understands him and that she might even help him.
This, students, is the turning point. This is the most crucial moment. He is so eager to please her, and he's feeling overconfident, so he removes his gloves to light her cigarette. He makes a fatal mistake. He completely forgets about his fingerprints.
So Horace opens the safe for the lady, gives her the jewels, and leaves happily, thinking he is safe. But the story has a very ironic ending.
His plan unravels very, very quickly. On the 3rd day, a policeman comes and arrests him. And why? Because his fingerprints were found all over the room. At the police station, nobody believes his story about the lady because the real wife, the real owner, is a 60-year-old gray-haired woman. So here is the great irony of the story. Horace Danby, the experienced, careful thief, was outsmarted. He was deceived by another, much cleverer thief who was in the same profession as he was. So, what does this story teach us? What is the author's message? Let's discuss the main themes.
The story explores several important ideas. First, and most importantly, appearances can be deceptive. You cannot judge people by how they look. Second, intelligence without caution can lead to your downfall. And finally, the story shows us that there is no honor among thieves.
Now you can understand the title of the chapter, A Question of Trust. It questions the very idea of trust, especially in a world of crime, where a person's own self-interest always comes first. Finally, let's quickly go over how you can structure your answers for this chapter in your exams. This will be very helpful.
Please follow these simple steps to write a well-structured and complete answer. Step 1, always start with a clear topic sentence. Step 2, you must support your point with specific examples from the story. Step 3, explain the character's motivations. For example, why did Horace steal? And Step 4, conclude your answer by explaining the author's message. This will help you score good marks. As we end this explainer, I will leave you with a final question to think about. This is from your textbook. Do good intentions justify wrong actions? Can it ever be okay to act dishonestly?
Think about this. Thank you for watching.